Hi guys, welcome to my affordable watch collection. My name is Aviv, and today we are going to have an exercise in thinking outside the box with a brand new sports watch coming to Kickstarter, the SOVRYGN calendar. I imagine that this one is going to be an opinion divider. You are either going to love it or, well, let's take a closer, in-depth look at it and then let me know what you think. This is a prototype watch that is going on tour between reviewers before the Kickstarter campaign goes live, and there are some changes that are going to be done to it before it hits final production. I will point all those out for you when necessary. SOVRYGN is a Canada-based microbrand that makes some unusual timepieces. I have featured a couple of their models in the early days of the channel, and it is clear that this one shares some of the design language with those. The Kickstarter campaign is planned to go live on May 15th, 2022, during which the calendar is going to be offered from $515 for the early bird's price. It is going to be available in these three main dial colors and these three different metal colors. The calendar is going to come in this hip little travel case. It is made of synthetic leather, has a cool yellow design printed on it, and a cozy cushion on which the watch sits. Besides that, you will also get a 2 years warranty card. Let's get the measurements. The width of the case is 39 mm. This prototype is just under 15 mm thick, but it is going to be slimmed down to 12.6 mm, excluding the slightly protruding crystal. The distance between the lugs is 20 mm, and the bracelet tapers down to just under 16 mm at the hidden clasp. Lug tip to lug tip is 47 mm, and sized up for me with 4 links removed, the watch weighs 150 grams. The calendar is water resistant to 100 meters, perfect for a daily use sports watch. So the dial on this variant of the calendar is vibrant light blue colored, and it has an almost metallic looking gravel finish. There's a matching color re-hot ring around the dial, with a cool black and orange minute track printed on it. The indices are all applied, highly polished, rose gold colored, and lume filled batons. The 12 o'clock index gives its place to a power reserve meter complication, which is a really nice thing to have. The 3, 6, and 9 are shortened to make room for the 3 navy blue colored subdials. We have a month complication at the 3 o'clock position, a 24 hours indicator at the 6, and the day of the week complication at the 9 o'clock position. The month and day subdials have their text printed in white on the actual subdials, while the 24 hours indicator has an added ring around it with the hours printed in black. A date complication window is found between the 4 and 5 o'clock indices, and it is one of the things that are going to be changed for the final product. Instead of the numbers being printed in white on a light blue date wheel matching the dial, they are going to be dark blue for better readability. A wise choice if you ask me. Under the power reserve meter we have the brand's name and logo printed in black, and inside the 6 o'clock subdial we have the model's name in white, and 100 meters in orange, referring to the water resistance. The hour and minute hands are pencil-shaped, faceted and highly polished with lume centers, and like the indices are rose gold colored. The seconds hand is needle-shaped and quite brilliantly colored orange. The subdial hands are simple stick-shaped, with the ones on the top and bottom complications colored orange as well. The lume compound filling those hands and indices is BGW9 Superluminova. Recognizable by its strong and steady blue light, it should provide you with a good few hours of nighttime readability. Covering the dial is a domed sapphire crystal with 3 layers of anti-reflective coating applied to its underside for improved visibility. The hexagonal case is made of 316L stainless steel, and it features a very angular design. It is mostly brushed, but does have a highly polished fixed bezel, which I think looks great. Like I mentioned before, it is going to be noticeably thinner on the final product, and also that engraved SOVRYGN on its side is going to be removed. That's another wise choice, because I believe this was going to be something many people wouldn't like. The lugs angle down all the way below the case, which will make the watch conform nicely to the wrist. The crown at the 3 o'clock position is signed with SOVRYGN's S logo, gnarled for good grip, and it screws down into place to help with the water resistance. This crown is quite small at 5mm, but it is going to be beefed up to 7mm for the production units. Screw it out and twist up to hand wind the movement. You can see the power meter going up as you do that. Pull it out one click and twist down to change the day of the week on the left hand side subdial, and up to change the day of the month on the date complication. Pull the crown all the way out, the seconds hand stops, and you can set the time. Push the 2 o'clock pusher to change the month on the corresponding subdial. The case back features a mineral glass exhibition window, showing off the movement with its cool custom engraved rotor. On the stainless steel ring that screws it into place, you'll find some of the watch's information engraved: SOVRYGN, automatic movement, 316L stainless steel, 10 atmospheres water resistant, and sapphire glass. The movement powering the calendar is a Miyota 9100. This is a high-beat automatic movement that has 26 joules and beats at 28,800 beats per hour. That makes the second-hand sweep at an extra smooth pace of 8 ticks per second. It hacks and it hand winds, and is accurate to between -10 to +30 seconds per day, with 40 hours of power reserve as indicated by the power reserve meter at the 12 o'clock position. This specific review piece runs within those tolerances at +20 seconds per day, but it has been around the world passing hands between reviewers. The stainless steel bracelet the watch comes on by default is really great quality. This is a thick H-link style bracelet with polished hexagonal middle links and brushed H-shaped links. It does feature female middle links on the end links, but as you can see, the bracelet doesn't really articulate and doesn't drape down straight from the case. This is fortunately going to be fixed on the final product, as the bracelet is going to be more flexible. These are all solid links, by the way, and so are the end links. The links are held together with screws rather than push pins, which will make it easier to adjust the bracelet. Speaking of adjustment, the calendar's bracelet features a hidden double pusher butterfly deployment clasp with no micro adjustment holes. This unfortunately is going to make finding the perfect fit for a wrist a bit of a hit or miss. It is fully milled and beautifully done, and does have the brand's S logo implemented on one of its sides. There is also going to be a leather strap offered for free if the Kickstarter campaign goes well. This looks really good, with a branded deployment clasp and quick release spring bars as well. Now here's something you don't see every day. This looks crazy. Besides being very colorful and, well, very busy, I have to say it wears better than I thought it would on my 7-inch wrist. We do have to remember that the case is going to be slimmer and the bracelet more fluent. I love the size of the case better than the previous SOVRYGN models I tried on. I think it is more balanced at 39mm. This is definitely an attention grabber, something people will notice on your wrist. Everything about it is different than what I am used to have on my wrist, but in a good way. Legibility is okay, though with everything that is going on the dial, it might take a second or two to distinguish the hands from the background and actually read the time. Here it is on the stretch gold leather strap. Pretty cool, although stiff at this point before breaking it in. I have to say I much prefer this watch on its bracelet. Let's take a look at the pros and cons. We'll start with the cons today. Pretty much everything I had to complain about is going to be changed and fixed. The small crown is going to get larger, the thick case is going to get slimmer, the illegible date wheel is going to be fixed, the non-articulating bracelet is going to be more flexible, and that engraved text on the side of the case is going to be removed. That leaves me with just one complaint, and that of course has to be the lack of micro adjustment on the clasp. Sure, it's cool to have a nice integrated clasp that blends into the design of the bracelet, but not knowing if you are going to get a good fit for your wrist or not is not very cool. Not at this price point anyway. This is a watch that is not going to be for everyone. Like with every bold design, you're either going to love it or hate it. But if you do like it, there's a lot to like. And now we'll move over to the pros side. The calendar is something different than what we are used to see. It speaks a certain design language that is part of SOVRYGN's DNA, and I like that a lot. I like that contrast between the hexagonal case and the round bezel, and it is very well made. The dial is very interesting, and I like the contrast between the light blue and the orange accents. The bracelet is unique and really top quality. I like how it looks on the wrist, and after all the changes are implemented, it would wear better, and I'm sure will be very comfortable. It is a very functional watch if a calendar is what you want on your wrist. Besides that, a sapphire crystal and 100 meters of water resistance are nice to have on a daily wear watch, and that high beat Miyota movement is very cool with all of its complications. I love that SOVRYGN are not afraid to take a risk and think outside the box, and I hope the watch community will appreciate that and help make this watch happen. Let me know what you guys think of this unusual design and everything this watch offers by dropping a comment below. In the description of this video you'll find links to SOVRYGN's website, as well as to the Kickstarter pre-launch page, where you can find all the details and subscribe to their mailing list. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my affordable watch collection, and hit the notification bell for more affordable watches related content. You can also follow me on Instagram and get to know me and my collection a little bit better, get all the news about the channel, and connect with me on a more personal level. If you've enjoyed this video, you might enjoy one of these too as well. I want to thank SOVRYGN for letting me spend some time with this calendar prototype, and to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.